Namaste and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are back. Today we have a very special person with us. Again, there's a quote from Malcolm X. I love his quotes. He says, education is the passport to future, for tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. Our speaker for today has very well used these above words for his progress, and that shows in his deeds and progress he has made over the years. He's none other than Dr. Dheeraj Mehrotra from Lucknow. Dr. Dheeraj is a national awardee in the year 2005, a white and a yellow belt in Sigma X, a certified NLP business diploma holder, an educational innovator, author with expertise in Six Sigma in education, academic audits, neuro-linguistic programming, total quality management in education, an experiential educator, a CBSE resource person towards school assessment, SQA, CCE, JIT, 5S, and Kaizen. He has authored over 40 books, maybe more, on computer science for ICSC, CBSE, and ISC students. Over 10 books for academic interest for the field of education excellence, school management, teaching excellence, and Six Sigma. A former principal at D Lane Public School, New Delhi, and a current principal of NPS International School, Guwahati. He is an education officer at GEMS Education India with an ample teaching experience of over 2 decades. He is a certified trainer for quality circles, TQM in education, and QCI standards for school accreditation. Six Sigma in education. He has also been honored with the President of India National Teacher Award in the year 2005 and the Best Science Teacher State Award by the Ministry of Science and Technology, State of UP. Innovation in education for his inception of Six Sigma in education by Education Watch, New Delhi, and Education World Best Teacher Award. Bolt Learner Teacher Award by Air India, Innovation in Education Award 2016 by Higher Education Forum, Gujarat Chapter, Best Industry Aligned has been included, his name has been included in the Limca Book of Records and India Book of Records for developing over 150 apps. He has conducted over 2,000 workshops globally on excellence in education, integrated with total quality management and Six Sigma technology integration in education. Developing towards being rockstar teachers, including cyberspace teaching within classrooms via mind maps, NLP, and experiential learning in academics. He is an active TEDx speaker and can be viewed on YouTube TEDx channel. As an active Udemy premium instructor, and his courses are amazing, he is imparting knowledge to over 6 lakh enrolled students from 181 countries globally with over 200 online courses. He is a resource for teacher training and has been conducting sessions on invites by the Ministry of Education and other bodies of Sri Lanka, Mauritius, and Qatar. Let's welcome Dr. Dheeraj Mehrotra. Good evening, sir, and welcome back. It's
Hello,
always
ma'am.
been a
Thank you
pleasure
very
to have you. It's always been a pleasure to have you on screen with me.
same here.
Sir, as you know, that these days we are having a very different kind of a series, and though it might be different for others, but for us educators, it's the same. It says pandemic versus education, hope to cope up and normalize. So here we start over. I hand it over to you, and please, we want your expert comments because you are an educational academic evangelist, and there will be nobody else better than you to give us more insight into it.
Well, pandemic versus education. And first of all, I would like to thank you for taking this initiative in bringing this in the limelight with the Global Institute. And we need to initiate the very practice of what we are going through as of now as parents, teachers, and above all students. Everyone is thinking about the gloomy world around us, but nobody is thinking about the learning we have been having through these challenges which we are passing through. Of course, the world of education is not at all left. It is largely affected, whether maybe the number of admissions taking place in a school or teachers basically losing jobs because the schools are not able to cope up with the pressure, the financial loss, the fee as a challenge. Everything has come up to root the scenario in a big, big way. But at the same time, we need to learn that the learning has to come on, the learning has to go. And here I would like to thank the parents who are actually investing in the digital equipments for their wards. Their investment has been working a lot in the first wave and in the second wave. They are actually cooperating with the schools to bring out the best of the learning for their wards. At the peak of COVID-19 pandemic, even UNESCO estimates that 91.3% of the world's students are learning remotely, with government ordering countrywide closures of their schools, and above all, with 1.3 billion students learning in inline classrooms, online format, the scenario is actually very, very different. Our classroom based learning, when we were talking about the four walls, had a different stream altogether. But now that the building blocks of remote education have been put into place and the classroom learning is underway, more and more teachers are turning their attention to the mental health of their students on priority. And that has really come up with the youth anxiety on the rise. Although we are thinking about and planning and executing the vaccination for 18 plus, and very soon we'll be with the school children also, we have to think how we are preparing for the world tomorrow, not leaving any child unread and unaware of the spectrum and the challenges. Well, there are privileges being shared by the government in a big, big way, but these privileges should reach to the common people timely is what is a priority. The positive aspect, the positive pause, and the positive mindset has to be there with everybody. I know there's a great loss, heavy loss of human beings, and the near and the dears are affected with somewhat, like so many unheard ailments and diseases. The pandemic is ravaging the globe and is likely to cause more serious disruption to the educational opportunity in at least a century. And as an academician, as a school principal, even I feel that it's a challenging time, not only for the heads of schools, owners of schools, the teachers, but also the parents and the students. The parents are not able to pay the fees, the children are not able to learn because of the serious disruption they are having in that preference. Also, the studies and the lives of these currently in schools will be impacted in multiple ways, some yet to be understood. Of course, we don't know what will be the side effects. The children have not gone to the school for 1 year, for now going to be 2 years, in fact, and they've been given a pass certificate. What learning? We always say that online learning is good, 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 but when it comes to, taking over the robe of being an online learner and they're going to practice it in the real life, how active and worthy it will be, the time will tell. It's a great challenge, no doubt, and I believe that we need to take it forward to the best way. No teachers were ever trained for teaching online. It was all the classroom based within the four walls where they were told to be seated and there used to be a blackboard with children, their behavior was being read by the teacher. They were targeted on do this, do that. And now, when we are looking forward, we are only able to grab and even, catch hold of their videos, and children are children. They are acting smart, and they will always be acting smart because they live in the Google generation. And of course, for that reason, I would say that the teachers need to be street smart to cater to their learning outcomes. And also, teachers need to teach the way the children want to learn rather than they know how to teach. And hence, we need to make use of the environment. We need to make use of their comfort level, like what way they're going to learn and what way they're going to be teaching. So, of
Sir,
course, pandemic.
sorry
Yeah,
to
ma'am, please.
interrupt. I have a
Yeah,
question.
yeah, please.
Like you just mentioned that we teachers we need to change our way of teaching, which I have been speaking for more than I think 5 6 years. Like it's been quite some time I've
Certainly.
been speaking the same lines. Like if
I
the child is, in fact, these are the words of Ignacio Estrada. He had very well said, if a child does not learn the way you teach, maybe we should teach the way they learn. And I
certainly.
have always been advocating that, and you will agree to it that I had predicted these lines quite years back. In fact, I had spoken them out.
And now it is a reality, for sure.
Yes, it is the
So
reality,
that's
definitely.
it is,
So now,
and we
when we have come to this point that the teacher should teach the way the students learn. So, what, according to you, should be the methods of teaching within the new normal that we are following today?
well, I think there are multiple ways through which teachers can connect with their audience, with their students. There are multiple ways, and I think every way is a smarter way than the other. And teachers need to look forward to the best way that children want to learn and associate with. They might actually root out with a new syllable altogether, saying that, man, this is a wonderful software, a wonderful platform. Let's connect through this. Through this, I can, experience the joy of learning. And not only, I could think of having a background music or a movie going on or a virtual platform in some form or the other. So that spectrum is housed, and the children are giving the preferences of their learning. And we have tablets, we have wonderful scenario through which the children are being engaged in the best of the possible ways. Now, when I say that, I mean to the very showcase of the disruption caused by the pandemic will be a time of experimentation, of greater autonomy of their own learning has been, gathered by them. And the teachers need to guide with the power of online education, and their parents, and they are equally partnering the learning in a big way. So I believe that not only the teachers, but the parents are guiding the very spectrum of learning in a big way. And that's the new normal, I would say, that the parents are the partners to learning in their virtual classroom.
Definitely, sir. You very well said that. Sir, like we mentioned that the kids are going through a lot of psychological changes and all. Like, as teachers and parents, what should be the approach of teachers and parents towards towards the psychological impact that children are going through? They were very happy that now the schools are going to reopen, but then again, we had to take a U-turn and back home.
I
Instead of back to school, we were back home. So,
certainly. You see, for this, I would
what would you
understand.
suggest? Because right now, even the parents and the teachers, they are in a lurch. They don't know what has to
Yeah.
be done and how it has to be done.
See, some of
So,
the
what would be
priorities which
the
yes, I do tell you, some of the priorities which I recommend with my teachers include getting a feedback. We tell them to do some surveys with, identifying praises and excuses to praise our children in the classroom so that they go away with some recognition. And then there is a need for maximizing the teacher's presence during the remote instruction. In addition, we need to look forward to offer praise not only to the students but also to the parents, giving it a shout out to the learners who offer and give support to peers. Somebody helped somebody over, that somebody missed the class and that child could explain as a part of a peer learning. Then we need to also ask for help, ask kids to notify about the content, the mistakes, the technology issues, giving shout outs to the students who identify the errors. Ma'am, this was the problem, I could do it, now you can do it. You want to share the screen, you have to do this. So let the students see what actually, professional format comes with a very reference. Also, we need to learn about telling a story using the text, the audio, or the video in a big way. Then also we need to give them some bonus points and preferences over, reading out the chapter or something, where they get recognition out of the very. And then we need to reach out when kids fall behind, email them, text them, so the child is not able to attend the class. We need to give them a call, understand their reference, and make their profile count, including a picture or a brief bio can be shared as a part of a PPT that this child acted well, acted smart, and has been working hard. So in any case, teachers are making PPTs. So having a little picture of that child whom you want to praise in public works out wonders. And also on the go, there is a spectrum of playing online. You can always have some speaking characters for education integrated through some of the websites like Voki.com, where you tend to educate, engage, and enjoy, not only with the children, but also with the parents in a big way. Then there is a wonderful website which is known as Flipgrid.com, Flipgrid, grid, Flipgrid.com, where we tend to empower every voice. Children can contribute their audio, video, and it is actually 100% free for all educators, learners, and families, and helps them engage and empower every voice in their classroom or at home by actually recording and sharing short and wonderful videos together. So this is how they can share their joy element and come out to that very spectrum of learning. So that is my preference over it. Yeah.
So sorry to interrupt. Now
Yeah,
we
please.
can say that now it's the time for us to become friends with the students rather than just those bossing teachers with sticks in
I
our
know.
hands.
Yes, certainly. Certainly. It's not going to be more like no talking, which the maximum times we as teachers used to call, whether when we are there in
Exactly.
the classroom. Yeah. So that no talking approach has to be replaced by let's discuss, let's work, let's see how the software works. Let's see what this platform has. So tell me 5 features about this platform. So this is the learning spectrum which every student has to come up with, and that's how the teachers have to have a new vocabulary of saying that let's learn together rather than teaching together, because it's many a times that the teachers learn a lot and nobody even heard about Zoom and these platforms like StreamYard
Exactly.
and others. So this actually, children, they have been doing everything. The other day I was telling my students, right, I want that the school logo should be there, at the background. And the other day I was checking online classes, everybody had the school logo in the background. So, and then that brings out that spectrum, that I can do wonders. And those who could not support, the device was not able to support. So they were feeling a bit low that, oh, sir, this is this, this is that. So they are always excited towards sharing new ideas and implementing them in a big way. So they don't think like procrastinating it. They do it there and then. And that's their win-win approach.
Definitely, sir. Sir, like now it's been almost a year. And I remember when we spoke around 1 year, 1 month before, we were
Yeah.
discussing, will virtual education be a reality? We were saying that anyhow we will
I
have to come back to the brick and mortar thing. Whatever it is, we'll have to come back to the physical school. But now with the second wave coming in, like this has to remain there for quite some time. We never know, it'll be this year, next year, or next to next year, or next to next year. Till things don't settle down, we'll have to teach our children the same way. So what do you see in future? What is basically the future of virtual education for the coming times? Say another 3 years or 4 years?
Well, I think blended learning will always be the new normal. We can't be dependent on online education because the presence of the teacher with the child in real sense is equally important. If something like we are told to do parenting online, we can't do. We can't let our children connect to me all the time, through any of the platform, and he's staying away. That's no parenting, and that's what I say. That's no teaching. So we need to look out ways wherein actual real-time learning has to be there as well, the classroom-based, and plus evening hours or maybe extra hours they can go for online learning as well. So that's the blended learning which is going to continue in a big way. So I don't see that the only spectrum to lie here is dependence on the online learning. No, I'm sorry. We need to also look out for the ways and the means, because physical, makes the difference in real sense. It's not like virtual all the time. So blended learning is where I'll vote on.
Definitely, sir. Blended learning is the most in thing. It
Yes,
is the
yes.
most in thing, and that is going to be the new normal.
That's true.
Yeah. So,
That's true.
one more question. Like, we are planning for future. We are planning that a day is going to come when we are going to restart our schools. We are going to
Yeah,
be among the children. We are going to hold their hands. They are going to come and hug us. They are going to come and touch our feet like we used to do earlier. So,
yeah.
what, according to you, are the issues that we educators, should be ready for once the kids are back to school and once all of us are back to school?
See, there is always a change of mindset. When we are there online, we are used to of sitting at the comfort of our own home, with the spectrum of a glass of water a call away or snacks a call away. But here in the physical sense, we need to board the bus, we need to come down, we need to have a requisite of all what is required. And that spectrum comes with the very preface of how best we are integrating the new normal affairs and the requisites. So, as in the US, we have heard that although they have said that wearing mask is optional, the government guidelines still say that the children need to wear the mask for some time. So that is the spectrum we need to take. The safety and the security has to be undertaken as a priority. And as we were prepared prior, we'll be prepared further. And let's hope for the best. That, of course, with everybody getting vaccinated, I think we need to club that confidence to deliver the safety in the best of the mechanism. And I think it's great, high time to thank our scientists who have come up with the vaccines, and not only the vaccines, but also the medicine. So we are looking forward. Only thing is, we should now be opening schools only when the children should get vaccinated, and even
Exactly.
the
Sir, but
maximum percentage of population
sir,
needs to be
the thing
vaccinated.
is, the kids might start getting vaccinated in another 1 month or so, right?
Yes, yes.
Because once the vaccines are, because right now our I don't know the exact demographics, but what I know is that there is a shortage of vaccines,
Mm.
right? So, sir, once the vaccination is done, once everything is done, we pray that we are back to normal soon. But
Okay.
what is your vision, that how do we have to handle the kids? Because not every child is going to listen to wear a mask. Not every child is going to maintain distance from their friends, because they'll be meeting after almost 2 or 3 years. Their size might have grown, their brains might have grown, everything is grown. Like, they might be
Yes.
taller than their friends, and
I,
that will be the most emotional time for the kids. So
but
how
with
are
the
we
mark
going to
time,
handle that?
yes, I do agree with you that there will be a different scenario altogether. And the children who have not gone to the school, and they've been given a new class or a new environment altogether. But for sure, let me tell you that they are also well versed with what should be done. So they are equally packed with the safety and the security as in practice now. they are more informed and aware about how they should be taking care of themselves. And the kids are no longer kids. They are young adults now in the march of technology integration in their lives. So I believe the children of our country, they are equally smarter, no matter they are from rural or from urban. The technology has made them stronger. The awareness being brought by the government has made them stronger. And I'm very sure the teachers, the parents, everybody is telling them about that very spectrum. So they won't be that concerned. And I will say that the smarter generation who's going to take over the future of the country will be well prepared to cater to this challenge and will come out as a winner in a big way.
Definitely, sir. Sir, what about our tiny tots who have started learning in virtual form? Because it's really
Certainly,
going to be very difficult for them to adjust to the physical form
uh,
of education.
that's true. That's true.
How are we
And
going to handle them?
well, in any case, I think they have taken birth in the field of technology, in the era of technology, and also many of them have taken birth in the COVID era, I would be saying. So they are always being treated as, the smart generation who has catered to the challenges in the best of the possible ways. And they'll come out winners, and even the pre-primary and the primary and the toddlers, they will have to, in any case, be treated with safe approach, sound approach, and the security and catering to their energy level, the mental level, because it's not easy to answer questions to their queries. But we, the parents, need to come up, go closer to them, and answer the questions of the reality, and that is what is the preparedness and the leadership skills we need to generate and develop, because many of the unfortunate is the part, many of the children have also lost their parents, some father, mother, relatives, so they have seen the
Definitely.
reality. They have seen the reality, and they are, let me tell you, it has really come up in a very, very sorry state of mind. Some children are really not in a mental state of mind as well. But certainly, with the march of time, they become stronger, and they sail through. And that's a learning for their lifetime, in fact. So I think we as educationists need to come forward to deliver on this very aspect of mental health as a priority, and what we call SEL, social emotional learning. Every teacher, every individual has to become a social emotional teacher to get to know and try to understand about the empathy
Right.
and the
Right.
attribute.
So,
That's all.
now there is something that is really worrisome for me also, and for most of the teachers also. Like the kids, they are inside the four walls for more than a year now. It's almost 1.5 year, right? And now once we open up, they will be like they are
I,
free birds out of the cages, because right now they consider the home as a cage,
I know.
right?
Certainly.
So what is it like? How are we going to handle them? Because their teaching, their grasping powers will be changed, their behaviors will be changed. We are going to face a lot of behavioral issues, which the parents are experiencing at home these days.
That's
So
true. That's true.
what
Yeah.
what would be the suggestion for parents and teachers so that they come together like magnets and they work together for the holistic development of children?
Yes. For this particular question, I would reply that what do I want to be during COVID-19? Now, there are three zones. The first is the fear zone, the second is the learning zone, and the third one is the growth zone. In the fear zone, I spread emotions related to fear and anger. I complain frequently. That's where the children are. I forward all messages I receive. I get mad easily. I grab food, these things and meditations, particularly. And in the learning zone, I start to give up what I can't control. I stop consuming what hurts me, from food to news. I identify my emotions. I become aware of the situation and think how to act. And then the last zone comes, which is the growth zone, which I want everyone to encapsulate. That is where I think of the others and see how to help them. I make my talents available to those who need them. I live in the present and focus on the future. I'm empathetic with myself and with others. And I thank and appreciate others. I also keep a happy emotional state and spread the hope. And I look for a way to adapt new changes. And that is what is going to be happening, with the maximum of our children, that how best they are going to be contributing to that exercise. Well, I'm not very sure, but I'm quite confident of the fact that if this is practiced, we get through the creativity, the patient approach, and children come up as winners in a big way. Also, the spectrum lies that how we are going to be acting. Well, that is what we are learning every day, becoming stronger day by day. And of course, we'll sail through with a positive emotion.
I think that is something, which teachers and parents need to understand and adapt to it. It is not now the time when the parents and teachers used to play a blame game that needs to
True.
be just wiped off completely
I know.
without any traces. And
That's
the teachers and parents need to stop branding the kids also. Okay, and
that's true.
comparison is the
Compare.
worst thing a child can go through.
Yeah.
So what would be your suggestions? Because I know, and I've read your books also. You've been writing amazing books on parenting, student-teacher relationship. So, what would be your suggestion that these three, the triangle of holistic development, that is the parent, the teacher, and the student, they develop a bond that can never be broken easily.
For
Like
sure.
we still have those bonds with our teachers who taught us while we were in school.
Yes.
How can the teachers today develop that bond, that parent teacher and student bond, that relationship which lasts forever?
Well, I think every teacher should connect with the child, and that connection can be easily be done through technology on one-on-one basis. You know, every day, if a teacher, suppose I'm teaching 8th B, and there are 40 children, right? At least 5 children I can call up every day. And in 8 days, I cover the whole class, talking to them. How are you doing, beta? Oh, they can just stay back, 5 of them in the Zoom or any other platform while the class is over. If I'm free, I can always talk to them one on one, try to understand how they are. Because many of the COVID patients, even, are being recovered through modulation, through consultation, through the positive mindset. And that is what I say, that at this juncture, even the children need patience, they need collaboration, they need connection. So if the teachers come forward and talk to them, something like a guide or a mentor, it will be a great way of doing it, and that will bring out a great satisfaction for these children, and they will come up as a leader in a big way and would remember them. Ma'am told me during the corona time, when I was in class 8, she used to call me every week, and she used to ask me how the things are, how did I do my work, and what are the problems I'm facing. So this is, I think, a good way to connect with the students in a big way. So that pep talk, works wonders.
Yeah, like directly, we are just telling the teachers now it's time. Even the
Yeah,
parents, not only the teachers, even the parents, it's time now that we need to connect together and work together
true, true.
for the upliftment
And
not
not
only of
only
the
with the
child, but
students.
the society.
Yeah, true.
But the society. Because
That's
a troubled and tensed mind will always have problems once they grow up. So now it is time for all of us to come together and work just for the upliftment of our children. It should not be get okay, उनका बच्चा है हमें क्या हम तो पढ़ा रहे हैं. Once the child comes to you, the child is your child. It's not the parent's child.
yeah,
The child
very true.
you have to behave like a parent to the child. You have to give that path to them that come to us, we are there for you. And that is how the confidence and the bonding will improve. What do you say about this, sir?
That's for sure. That's for sure. And not only the children, but also the parents. We, as teachers, can also, have a discussion, because the parents are also looking forward, some consolation, some ideas, how to cater to this scenario, what should be
Definitely,
done,
sir.
So as,
The parents, like the teachers, are with the students remotely. The parents are with with the students physically, and they see
I know,
okay while they are attending the class, they are okay. But once the class is over, they know what tantrums they throw. समझ नहीं आ रहा, अटेंड नहीं करना, ये नहीं
I
करना,
know.
वो नहीं करना. So this is what is going on. So now it's time
Well,
that all of us need to come together and work for it. What do you say,
that's
sir?
for sure. Yeah, certainly. And because there is always an induction, there has been an induced degree of fear, worry, and concern among the parents and the students. So that fear can only go away when somebody talks to them, oh, it is being healed also, so many people got affected and all of them recovered. The positive notion, so that is what is to be attributed by the teachers, and they can be great role models, at least to imbibe that culture of learning among the students and also the parents, so these talks, discussions. I've seen many schools have even incorporated what do you call sessions for parents in order to make them feel happy, comfortable, and that reflection has really worked wonders. And looking forward, they need to be consoled, given the advice, and of course prepare them for how to take care of themselves and their wards in a big way. So that's the need of the hour, as
In fact,
you know.
I would suggest even other institutional heads or parents who are watching us, we would suggest that if you have any inhibitions, any apprehensions, anything regarding anything, any issue that you are facing, it's time the teachers discuss with the parents and the parents discuss with the teachers. It is both
True.
of us who need to find a solution together. The management or the child will not find a solution. It is you who are direct partners.
Certain.
Management, we can say management is an umbrella above us who is protecting us. We need to come together, work together, and find out the solutions. R2D, rectify the problem, resolve the problem, and then dissolve it.
That's great. That's great. Well
I
summed.
think that should be the approach. That should be the approach. So that we are in healthier schools when we, because now again we are going to start from scratch.
Yeah.
We are going to start from scratch. Once we are starting from scratch, I think we can make a difference. What would be your suggestion so that the parents, the teachers, they understand what we are trying to say?
Well, as an educationist myself, I believe that this is the high time for the parents to understand about the very scenario of learning. Also, that keeping the fact that schools are running classes, it is not only for their content to be delivered, but also to enrich them towards being mentally strong, emotionally strong, and hence we call it mental and emotional wellness program when we ask them to, deliver that learning and of course that learning environment that the pandemic has brought to be able to give our kids in a different scenario. But we as teachers do understand how, with the power of technology, we are able to connect with them, we are able to talk to them, and you can see the bubbling nature of the children when they are excited with the answers and they really, contribute, ma'am, raise their hands, and they come up at the top of their voice at times when they have to share something. And they are also living in the same world. For them, the sun is the same, the moon is the same. So is the challenge. And if with a little ignition, the teacher targets that, we are also having virtual morning assembly and other things. So that's how the children are getting used to it and they are being prepared for this. And they're coming up with that showcase culture of learning by themselves, as now they have become curators of knowledge, not only the consumers of knowledge. And that's the spectrum, I call it, that the children are uplifted with this tech capabilities being incorporated in their lives the best way possible. Of course, pandemic is a challenge, but for sure, learners and the learning can be done the way they like it at times. So that's what we are doing it. Technology, of course, is integrating with them. The connection is being between the teacher and the child and the support of the parents. I think we'll sail through to our destination with the best of the learning opportunities and the outcomes possible.
Definitely, definitely, sir. Because this is something which everybody needs to understand, that technology is there to help us. We should use it as much as we can for the benefit of the masses. We should not just use it to play games or just surfing. We should learn everything, every new thing that comes, we should try and absorb it. We should try and use it wherever possible. We can use it for the upliftment of our standards of education, our standard of teaching, because technology is such a wonderful thing. If we use it properly, it takes us places. If we misuse it, then things are going to be a problem.
Great. That's
So
great.
thank you so much, sir, for coming over and sharing your views. I think we should wind up now.
Yeah,
And
thank you very much.
you're welcome, sir. And thanks once again for being there with us.
Thank you. God bless you. Thank you.
Namaste. Here we end our session for today. Tomorrow we will be having Dr. Radha Singh, a mentor extraordinaire, who is going to share her views, her vision, and her words with us. Thank you so much and namaste.